Hello friends, this is the fifth video in the series and this is physical chemistry part 1 where I'll be solving questions from 66 to 81. So in this you will be getting different questions which are directly concept based and some questions which we have to solve. So now let's begin with the first question. Precision refers to. This is a direct concept based question and it is expected that you know the definitions of precision, accuracy, range and many general statistical terms which are related to chemistry or which can be used in chemistry. So in this it is the agreement between the respective values and the measured parameters. So when we consider the option A, measured parameters with expected value, when we know it is expected value, whatever values we get or results we get, if they are in agreement, this is called accuracy. Whereas the agreement between highest and the lowest value of the measured parameter means we are giving it in the form of range, whereas is no way related to systematic error. So now the question 267, using the method of average for fitting data set xi yi to the equation y is equal to mx, the coefficient of m can be estimated by. For such kind of questions, I would like to give a point that for this equation, consider value of m is something. So I give an example here. So here I have taken y is equal to 2x where m is equal to 2. Take some values like I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we take 2 times x is respectively. So when I calculated these values for each option mentioned, only option D gave me the correct answer. So for this reason option D is the correct one. If similar kind of questions if you get, then do it in this way. It will be easy for you and this will assure that unless you make a mistake while calculating, here you will get a correct answer. Now the next question is AB6 type of molecule is octahedral point group. If it is made to AB's 5C type, then what is the point group? Remember this, in case if you get this kind of question, first try to eliminate the ones which is not possible based on the structure itself, structure formula. So it is B56 means you have to have 6 ligands. 6 means it cannot be tetrahedral for sure. And since it has a similar octahedral shape, it cannot have horizontally. So automatically this and this goes. And it is still having 6. So you can expect that it can have a point group of E1 type, that is C4V. If you consider C5V, it is odd pair, the number is odd and it can be assumed based on the number of ligands present that this may not be the answer. So now the next question, the product of two symmetric operation of a molecule is also a symmetric operation. So here you have to find a product of P sigma xy and S4z gives. Sigma xy can be written as sigma z, whereas S4z is also given as C4z into sigma z. So this equation can be written as sigma z into C4z into sigma z. And we know that the square of the sigma of same axis will give us E. So E into C4z will be C4z. For this the answer is C4z. So this is the next question. This is based on the group theory. The part of a character table of C3V is given below and the reducible representation tau is expressed this way. For this we have to find a reducible components. For this we have a formula Nj is equal to 1 by h into summation of chi j r of chi and r. In this case there is h is equal to 6 because the total number of operations involved is 6 here. So for A1, here Nj refers to these terms A1, A2, E. Here, since it is 1 by h, is 1 by 6. First, chi j is this one. Chi j into r chi into 1. Here because the coefficient is taken. 6 into 1 into 1. Similarly, 3 into 2 into 1. 3 into 1 and 3 into 2 into 1. And last 0 into anything is 0, so I did not consider. So here we will get A1 has a value of 2. Similarly, if we take for A2, it will be 1 by 6, 6 into 1 into 1 plus 3 into 1 into 2 plus 0. Again, in case of E1, it is similarly, but here we will get a minus, because when we consider this, you will get a minus value here. So we will get this as 1. So whatever values are given, take them as a coefficient. So 1E1, 2A2 and 2A1. Here 1E1, 2A2, A1. This is not possible because since already here we have to get 1. So automatically this goes off. Here we have to get 2 and 2. So this also goes. So only possible answer is A. Make sure here there are chances sometimes you will end up getting mistaken the number signs. So make sure you do this correctly because it is a correct scoring question. So here question number 71. Mixing the gases X and X should not produce any entropy change is associated with. These are the 4 paradoxes. For this, Gibbs paradox is the answer because Hellman's paradox is based on heat thermodynamics. And these 2 paradoxes are not even related to chemistry, they are basically part of mathematics. If you want the Hellman's parameter, please kindly check it. It is difficult to explain on this because it is a paradox, means you don't have an exact, we will not call it a theory because there is a confusion, because we cannot prove it as positive nor negative. So here, which of the following is the biggest value? If you know the constant, you have written the constants values. If you know this, it is a direct question, you can get easily answer. So next question is open thermodynamic system, in which here what is system, thermodynamic systems, what are their types and how they are distinguishable from each other. Open refers to in which both heat and mass is exchanged, whereas closed refers to only heat is exchanged where mass remains constant. And if you take the isolated, neither heat nor mass is exchanged. Here they ask for open, so both energy and mass crosses the boundary. This is the correct answer. So if normally they say isolated, but it is highly difficult to generate an isolated vessel. Even if you say a flask also has a certain limit of maximum. If you put a hot water in a flask, it will have a maximum 24 hours, or you may get up to some more time, but it's not 100% isolated. It's highly difficult to generate a 100% isolated system. So now next go with the next question. Here the chemical reaction has delta H value is equal to minus 100 kilojoules and delta as well as 100 joules per Kelvin. So this reaction will be spontaneous at. So for a reaction to be spontaneous, delta G value should be negative. So now here he has specifically mentioned this is a formula, and here already I have mentioned that delta G should be negative. Since it is negative, it should not exceed the value of delta H. So you have to find a temperature surge among this explanation which has a value with delta G less in negative. So this is coming as 1 lakh. So you have to divide by 100 to get T. To have a value such that it comes in negative. Here only one option is possible, it is 900 K. If you take this, it will be equal to be 0. Delta G is equal to 0, means it is in equilibrium state, it will not proceed. Whereas these two will become higher than this, you get a positive value in which it indicates that the reaction is non-spontaneous. So according to the phase rule, the number of degree of freedom of a mixture of 3 gases at constant pressure and temperature will be. This is a phase rule equation. So for this you will get the answer is 2. So the filling of molecular orbitals will take place. This is a basic concept which we are learning since 10th, 11th, 12th degree and all. So for this you should know that all rules, that is Aharon's principle, Pauli's exclusion principle and Hund's rules of maximum multiplicity is observed. So these are the basic ones. I think you will be knowing what are these. Please go to your degree textbooks or PUC NCERT textbooks where you will get the correct definitions and explanation for these principles. So among this, which of the following not a numerical approximation for Huckel molecular orbital theory or HMOT. Here you have to give not approximate. Here HMO theory is applicable to planar molecule. This we cannot say it is approximation because application, it is considered part of application, whereas these overlap integrals of Sij is given as energy integrals, and all these are part of the Huckel's approximation about how the energy is or how the overlapping is mentioned. So this first option, it does not explain anything about the molecule, it only tells where it is applicable. So this indicator is not a part of the HMOT. So now, in a free particle in one direction, which of the following is correct? Energy is quantized, it takes any negative, can be normalized, can take any positive. So when they say it is one direction, means it cannot have a negative value. So, and it cannot be normalized. It cannot be quantized because it is going in one direction. So it only can be having energy in positive, any positive value, because it is a particle in one direction. Free particle means if it goes this way, it will go this way only, it will not come back. So your energy will be positive value. So for the next question, which of the following is true for acceptable for wave function in bounded state? See, bounded state, there are some concepts which are in higher level, and I'll ask you to study about what are these bounded states and how you will get it. Based on what I have understood and got, the answer should be quadratically integratable. Means in these cases it is like Carnot's engine. You want to study Carnot's engine where you will have 4 cycles. Similarly, in this case you will observe similar kind of this. So I suggest you to go to the bounded state principle. Okay, for this next question, they asked us to find the value of A. Here, this A. So after doing this calculation, it's a lengthy calculation, so I got the answer as B. If someone requires, you can mention me or comment me in the text. I'll share you the entire solving of this problem. So now next question, the electrolytic solution in an electrolytic solution, the molar conductance is related to temperature. So to understand that, molar conductance is due to the presence of ions. How much higher the number of ions present, higher will be the molar conductance. So what is the effect of temperature? So when temperature increases, as you definitely know, it will help in increasing energy of ions. So they will have more motion or faster motion, which will help in the increase of conductance. So option A, the increase in conductance temperature, the molar conductance will increase with the increase in temperature. With this, I have completed the first part of physical chemistry. Similarly, I'll be solving the second part, and that will be concluding the last video of this 6 video set of KSET. So thank you one and all. If you all have any doubts, you can post it in the comment or share it on my mail or my Insta ID. Thank you one and all.